The life restoring services of a local charity could face a serious impact following a shortfall of funds.
23 News reporter Sydney Stoffregan sits down with the Rockford Rescue Mission leaders who say their services are in jeopardy.
Often a last resort for those facing homelessness, the Rockford Rescue Mission counts on community donations to enhance the lives of those in need. Staff members tell me reducing costs is taking a toll on its services. In the midst of the season of giving, the Rockford Rescue Mission finds itself nearly $430,000 short of critical funding. Chief Development Officer Ted Tamita says in addition to being at full capacity, rising prices and increased wages are taking a toll on the services they provide.
Services and programs that we offer will be in jeopardy if we can't make up this deficit. We haven't decided what programs we would cut or what services we would cut at this point, because we're hoping and praying and relying on the generosity of the community.
The mission serves more than 420 meals each day and provides about 130 warm beds each night. To continue serving the community, Tamita says the mission will only make necessary purchases.
We'll defer those expenses until at least next year or when we actually have enough funding to pay for those. We're all pulling together as a team to make sure we can continue to offer all the programs and services that we have here at the mission.
The mission's thrift store is also in need of donations and volunteers. Used clothing and household goods can be resold to community members who can't afford to buy at full price elsewhere. Tamita says any kind of donation is appreciated.
We hear from our shoppers consistently that it's such a clean, big, bright, items are on the racks. We are replenishing items each day, so it's a wonderful place to shop.
The Rockford Rescue Mission thrift store accepts donations Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All proceeds help the mission support men and women in need.
Thank you, Sydney. And the Rockford Rescue Mission will hold its 59th annual Christmas banquet Friday at noon. Anyone in need of a Christmas meal is invited to attend.